The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray, feeling good, Lewis. I posted a chart of the German DAX, of course, and then also of the FTSE like I usually do. You can see the DAX is up and made new highs with a big three-drive butterfly pattern. And that was the FTSE. The DAX is in a little bit lower time frame, and it's just bouncing in a trading range. Folks, this is a sad day for me. Yesterday, I got news from California that Leroy Linhart, my very good friend and coin dealer from many, many years ago, is today's going to be his last day. They're going to have to turn off the machine. He's been in a coma, and very sad. But anyway, I met Leroy in 1968 when I first met Bob Gilmillion. I used to hang out at a coin store there in Santa Monica called Wilshire Coin with Doug Epstein. Doug was a old cogity guy. I was working for Eli Lilly at the time, and I would stop by on my way home on the Pacific Coast Highway back to Westlake Village, and I'd visit with Doug for 10, 15 minutes. And he was trying to sell his coin store, and he was having a hard time. And finally, they got this old boy from Aiken, South Carolina. Bob Gilmillion came in, and he wanted $150,000 for the little store. It was a little building. The building was rented, of course, but Bob said, yeah. He said he paid $125,000 for it. And Doug said to me, he said, I really buried this guy. He said, there's no way he'll ever get out of it. Well, anyway, Bob was a really friendly guy, and being from South Carolina, there was no strangers to him. And an old guy came in one day from Nevada, and he would sit there or come there during the winter, and he would winter in Santa Monica with his wife. Well, this guy was the attorney for Laverne Redfield, folks, the Laverne Redfield collection. Redfield died in 1974, and the first person they called was Bob Gilmillion to look at those coins. And so Bob and I and Leroy, in the fall, I think it was right around Labor Day of 1975, we went up to Carson City, went to the mansion, and we started to look at coins. I basically drove the car because I didn't know enough about that stuff to really do anything. Let's just look here. But anyway, what happened was we got in there, and the building, believe it or not, the building was not secure. There was he didn't leave any heirs or anything. His wife had already passed away, and his attorney was handling things. And so then this was the guy that Bob knew. And so we went in. It was a big old stone mansion, a 5-bedroom. He had bought it forever, and so we went down into the basement where all the stuff was. And you hear all kinds of stories, folks, but this is the god awful truth because I happen to be there. There were 400 bags of silver dollars. There was some other stuff there too, some guns and stuff, but the 400 bags of silver dollars what we were interested in. And the attorney wanted $15 a coin. Well, that turned out to be about $7.5 million. That was a little over the budget of just about everybody. But Leroy worked for Steve Markoff, and Markoff owned A-Mark. A-Mark is a listed company now on the New York Stock Exchange, and they had the money. So remember, silver is priced at about $4.35, $4.50 an ounce. This was that's where it was in 1975. And so they were looking at the coins, and Bob and Leroy knew the coin market really good. And the attorney went upstairs for something, and Bob and Leroy was talking. Leroy said, look at the mint marks on the bags. There were about 100 of the bags were Carson City Mint, because that's where the Carson City Mint was. But it closed in 1900, it was early 1900s that the Carson Mint closed. So these had the original little metal tags that the tags put on. So they were all brand new. And Leroy looked at it and he said, 10 of those bags will cover this. And Bob says, yeah, I think so, but we got to get the money. So Leroy said, we'll get the money, no problem. So they shook hands with the guys. Yep, we're going to do it. And by golly, the next weekend they went up and they took all the coins back to California. This was equivalent, folks, in dollars. It was equivalent to about $80 million. in current dollars. And Bob himself on that deal made $1.5 million. And Leroy made a little bit more than that, and of course there's a whole bunch, and it was just really an amazing thing. They're all gone now. All those guys are they're gone. Anyway, let's move on here. Take a look at a couple really cool looking charts we get from our good friend David White. This is the how did this open up here? Okay, it's another sales call. This is the ETF for the gold miners. We're in a bear market in that. You can see it, bear Gartley pattern, and the gold is sold off about how much? We came down about $30 an ounce from the high that we made yesterday. I think we've made a high in gold for a while. I'm going to cover that extensively in the newsletter this weekend, folks. Make sure that you look at it. I posted something in the room there that said that we were looking for this week that we wrote last Sunday for gold to reach between 750 and 770, and it hit right in the middle, 759.10, and it's broke $10. But there's another one that David has posted. You should, if you like patterns, you should really take a look at this, folks. Here, you'll see here we've got this. This is the QQQ. This is the Pro Shares. This is the NASDAQ, and that's one of the ones that we've been following so very, very closely. And if you'll remember here, we were watching this every day this week, and I'm going to cover that in just 1 second. And also Tim Bost will be our guest at the halftime break. But I wanted to show you that one, and then I wanted to show you one other thing. On Monday, I talked about this. I don't know how many times I talked about it, but if you'll take a look at this. This is what happened Friday night. We had that big run-up Friday night with the news report, right? And then the market backed off 20 points. Every day this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and today, I said watch for 20-point corrections. That's what we had between April 4th and April 5th. Today's the 5th one, folks. We came down 22 points from the high. The high last night was at 02, and we went to 82. We went exactly 20 points lower. It's done it 5 times every day this week. So if you think the markets don't repeat, we've been doing that every day to show you that that's what's happening. Now we're running into some really interesting spots here in the E-mini S&P. We'll get this up here so you can take a quick look at it. This is the ABCD pattern. You'll notice the cycles that are there. The cycle is due to come in today. And remember, we have a big lunar cycle coming in here on Monday. It comes in this over the weekend. And Norm Winsky will be our guest on Monday, Only on Tuesday, and Adrian Tilgaray on Thursday. And I have someone super special, hopefully, on Friday or Wednesday, but I haven't been able to get him. But that's it. We did have a grain report out today. I'll cover that in just a little bit, and we'll do that one at a time. So this should be some interesting spots here that we're watching here in the market because they are coming into areas that we haven't seen before, and we have some divergences. We posted one yesterday, of course, when we were looking at the Russell. It is still doing the same thing. It's making this head and shoulders pattern that is pretty much spot on. The Dow Jones has made new highs. The S&P has made new highs. The NASDAQ hasn't quite, but it's still close. We're going to take a little break here, folks. 877-927-6648.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave! Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, I've been asked to expand on this thing with Laverne Redfield. That was on a Saturday, and we came back to L.A., and on Monday morning, Steve Markoff had hired 3 armored cars, and they went up to Carson City and collected everything in the basement and brought it back to Los Angeles, and then they started categorizing the coins. Now, you folks that have been in the coin business for a while, there was always the ANA, American Numismatic Association, but in, I believe it was 1975, right after the Laverne Redfield, because it was the start of it all, David White, believe it or not, not the same David White that we have here. He had always had a beard. His nickname was Wolfman. He started the PCGS, the Professional Coin Grading System. This is the little plastic things you see that have the grades of MS, 25 or MS 50 to MS 60, whatever they are, whatever those grades are. I never could quite figure that out. But he had a professional coin grading system with Steve Deeds and 2 other fellows that I can't remember their names, but they started that, and they started it through Markoff and the Laverne Redfield collection. What they didn't want to do was to flood all the coins, all of it, because we had coin people all over the world were interested in this, but they wanted to deal it out a little bit at a time to get the top value. Remember, silver is $75, or excuse me, in 1975 it was around $5.50. So the coin, the premiums on the coins weren't very much. Well, remember now we have 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. Now it's $50. You can imagine what that stuff was worth, and it was. But there was the real funny story that I have to tell you. Some of those bags were worth over $100,000. Just one bag of 1,000 coins, they were worth over $100,000. But I began Drexel in August of 1976 is when I start that. I had just quit Eli Lilly, and I had started buying soybean oil, and Bob and Leroy were both my customers. And, of course, we were friends, good friends and stuff, so we hung out all the time, all the holidays and stuff. But anyway, there was a story I didn't see it, but Bob told me, and Bob and Leroy both told me, they brought the coins back to Los Angeles, and they had like 5 dealers there going through it that were friends with Steve to make sure that you inventory everything. And one of the bags they opened up was a radio bag, and inside the bag, folks, believe it or not, were 100 uncirculated St. Gaudens high relief gold pieces, $20 gold pieces, anywhere from I think it was 1899 to 1907, something like that. St. Gaudens, the $20 gold piece, with the picture of the St. Gaudens on it. When St. Gaudens sculptured it, what happened was when they started to make the coins, it's sculptured, and it's just like a little sculpture. But the problem is when you tried to stack the coins in a 20 lot, they would fall over. So they took them out of service. So there was only a couple 100,000 of these coins that were ever available. And he had a half a bag. He had 500 of those things, all brand new. They were worth more than 10 grand a piece each then. That was 1975. So that's where they made their money. Boy, back in the old days. Anyway, that's what happened. Okay, kicking on with the rest of the thing. We got our friend Tim Boss coming up, and we want to be able to take a look at him. We're going to have him tell us what he's seeing coming up. He's going to be talking about Bitcoin and a few other things. And we always hear the story about Bitcoin being in a bear market or not. I don't know. But here's what's happening in the silver market, folks. Those of you that got my my video last night, I was talking about wanting to be short silver and the gold. This was before, it hadn't even closed yet when I sent this out. I'd showed that silver had made the 61% retracement of the high that we made on the 5th. It had lower highs ever since February. I said that was a bear market, and it looked like it was going to be bearish. And as bullish as I've been on gold for a long time, here I am sitting here, and without a position in gold, I got out of that at 1730. And but anyway, here's what was happening in gold yesterday. We were watching gold, and I'm looking at a perfect ABCD pattern from March 8th to what? April 8th. What was yesterday? April 8th. And here it is. I said, shut the front door and raise the rent. And it's not even at a 382 retracement from the high in January. So I said, this is not a bullish chart. So I said, we should sell it here, folks. I said, but I have to wait a day because I'm going to look pretty foolish if it goes blasting through there. And sure enough, the silver or the gold drops about $30 today. Silver dropped about 60 cents. Now I'll be looking at that now. I'm not sure whether gold is going to be in a bull market now because of that. If we can get above 1760, then by golly, you'll be able to do that. As a matter of fact, they're chatting here in the TFNN room. I had 2 emails from people last night that said, they just really jumped on it. They went ahead and started selling the gold and the silver. He said, we'd never heard you talk like that before on the video. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. Okay, let's move on to that. I don't know what's going to happen to gold and silver, folks, but nobody else does either. All we do know that there's really major resistance at 1760 in the nearby June gold, and also at the 2570 in the July silver. So those are some of the things that we're keeping a very close eye on. But that ABCD on that daily at that level, you have to respect it if you like ABCD, because that's how we live and breathe with our things that we look at in here. So I know we don't always get those things to work with, but that's what we have. So anyway, that's the main thing that I wanted to cover this morning. We've got Tim Boss coming on today, but we have a very critical ABCD pattern in the NASDAQ. We have it in the S&P. We have it in the Dow Jones. We don't have it in the Russell. It is not. It's still making a head and shoulders pattern. But the thing is, I don't. All I can say is this is probably going to be a tradable top. I don't know if it's going to be the top. I don't care if it is the top or not, because I'm not interested in the top. I'm interested in the risk to see how to do the trade. So we'll see what happens. But everything's there. You got 10 days up in the AB leg in the S&P. You got 10 days up in the BC leg. You have a 1.618 expansion coming in at 4106. Last night's high was at 4102. We probably will get up to that 4106, 4107 somewhere in that time today. But whether we close there or not, I don't know. The open Sunday night is what's going to be really important. So these are just a few of the things that we're paying very, very close attention to today. Regarding the bond market, we've been rallying now in bonds from 53. We got back to 57 again last night. And so we've been up 4 handles now over the past 3 weeks after that 3 drive to a bottom pattern that we had in the bonds. And so that has certainly completed that pattern. There should be strong resistance between 157 and 158 in the Treasury bonds. And since they're giving money away again with this new fiscal stimulus, who knows what's going to happen. But we do know one thing, folks. There's not going to be any negative interest rates in the United States in the foreseeable future, at least from my opinion. But I'm wrong a lot, but sometimes I'm right. But this one doesn't look like it's going to have much of a leg to stand on. So remind yourself of that. Okay, we're going to take a little break here, I guess, to pay a few bills. 877-927-6648. We're going to have Tim Bost on at the break, and if you have any questions, be sure that you ask him the question. There was one other chart that I want. Well, I'll post the chart. We'll be back with Tim Bost, folks.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den trading room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, folks, I believe we have Timmy Bost in the house.
Here I am indeed. How are you today, sir?
Mr. Bitcoin himself. How are you, Tim?
Well,
no, I don't want to put that.
I'm hanging in there.
Listen,
It's amazing. I keep getting questions about Bitcoin and all of the new non-fungible tokens and all the razzmatazz going on, and it's more than I can keep up with. But we're having fun anyway.
Well, it's way over my pay grade. I will say this, though. You said it was going higher, and it is going higher. You've got a price chart up here with some a geocentric Mars Chronos fourth harmonic. You want to explain to the folks?
Sure. Yeah, this is a long-term Bitcoin chart. I thought it would be interesting to take a look at this today because we've got about the last 5 years of Bitcoin trading on this chart. You can see down in the lower left there, that's back to March of 2017, was trading a little less than $1,000, $991 at that time. And, of course, we had that big run-up at the end of 2017, just shy of $20,000. That looked like it was going to be the all-time high, and everything would stop there, at least the way things functioned during 2018 and most 2019, a lot of congestion. But what I'd like to notice here is that horizontal purple line that everything centers around for 2018, 2019. That thicker purple line is a first harmonic Chronos line based on our trans-Neptunian friend Chronos. And what we're seeing now, if you come up about 4 notches there, you'll see another thicker horizontal line. That, again, is a first harmonic Chronos line. And that's what's defining a lot of the trading action right now. Of course, we've seen things kind of vault upwards there in a very, very strong manner. This is not a bubble. It's behaving like a normal market. There are pullbacks and points of consolidation along the way. And it was back on the 11th or 10th or 11th of February that we broke through that Chronos line at 47,900 was the close for that day. Actually, the line comes in just a little over 46,000. So we saw some very, very exciting moves at that time. But since that point, we're using that Chronos line at 46,230 as a support indicator. And so if we get a drop back below that, that's a very, very strong sell signal for Bitcoin. But we haven't gotten within that range for quite some time now, at least the last 60 days, which is quite some time in the Bitcoin market, right? And so we're looking next at resistance at 64,230 in harmonic with that. Moving up, of course, we've kissed 60,000 a time or two, but haven't really broken out above that in any satisfactory way. Today, when I last checked, it was trading at about 58,200. Earlier, it was up to 58,800. So we're in that 58,000 range right now.
Tim, we got a question for one of our listeners. Is there something that would happen to the Bitcoin chart that would alert you to the fact that, we got a major problem and maybe this is a tulip bulb? Is there anything that would alert you to something like that?
Well, yeah, basically we're watching our technicals here, but the astrological technicals in this case, defined by Mars and Chronos, when we deal with shorter terms, we revert to the 8th harmonic instead of the 4th harmonic. That's kind of a subset of that. And so we get some zones there as well. In the 8th harmonic perspective, we're looking for support at 55,230. So it's halfway between those 2 points there. So if there's a drop below that, right now we're very bullish long term, and we would take that as a buying opportunity. If we drop back below the 44,000 mark or 46,000 marks, pardon me, then we're going to have to reevaluate our long positions a little more seriously at that point.
Wow. Yeah, that's very interesting that more and more we hear of the news on it and stuff. It's so far over my pay grade, with the coins and the tokens and all the other stuff. And, I rely on a couple people to tell me what's going on, but I don't own any of it. And I just, I'm amazed at how it runs, straight up. But that's neither here nor there. So I am not going to worry about it. It's not going to worry about me. Now, you've got a chart here.
Right.
You've got a chart here. You're making another prediction, Bubba.
You've been pretty good. You
can't keep a good horse down. That's for sure. I like it. Remember, Tim, I've always told you, as long as you're right, you're a welcome guest here. The first time you're wrong, my friend, you'll have to be looking at a different
We see the news hanging at the door there. Okay.
Okay. So you're
at
looking
any rate. What we're looking at here, we're talking about those Mars and Chronos planetary price lines, and we have a conjunction of Mars and Chronos coming up on the 13th of May. And so I was doing a little bit of research with that. And it's interesting here because the Mars-Chronos conjunction occurs about once every 2 years. So this is not an everyday kind of phenomenon. And we can go back and look at the history of Bitcoin, how it's behaved in the past relative to these particular planetary lineups with the conjunction of Mars and Chronos. And the problem here is that we only have 4 previous examples during the entire trading history for Bitcoin. So we say we've got a couple of trades lined up here that have a 75% probability of an upward trend during these time frames. But that 75%, we have to add a very strong word of caution here, is based on 4 examples. In other words, it worked 3 out of 4 times in the past, which is hardly statistically significant, but we want to pay attention to it anyway. So our first trade is kicking in here this coming week on the 15th of April. That'll be next Thursday. If we were to buy at that point and then sell on the date of the Mars-Chronos conjunction on the 13th of May, holding it about a month, 28 days there, there's a probability of a 21.6% gain in that time frame. And then just after the conjunction, about 7-8 days later, past the conjunction, if we were to buy on the 21st of May and then sell on the 13th of June, again, a 75% likelihood, in this case, a little shy of 20%, 19.75% gain has been the average over those previous examples. So, a lot of Bitcoin traders are day trading and are very, very speculatively oriented. They want to put money in and then take it out 10 minutes later at twice the value. And what we're looking at is things from a little more serious perspective with swing trades here instead. So we're trying to identify those so that the newcomers can get a little more involved at a more cautious level.
Tim, are there any others other than Bitcoin and Ethereum that you look at, or do you have a group of them, or do you just follow 1 or 2 or 3? That's one of the questions being asked.
There are literally thousands that we could be following.
Yes, that I'm aware of. Yes,
new issues all the time. We do try to track Bitcoin. Still watching Litecoin. It's very interesting there. And there's some Litecoin is like Bitcoin is an open source paradigm, and Ethereum is actually not an open source code thing. So it's a little different dynamic there. But we do try to keep an eye on those. The advantage of Bitcoin is it's been trading the longest. We have the trading history to do our back testing with, and it also behaves more or less like a normal market, even though it's a very volatile one and has a strong upward bias. It's much less speculative than the new stuff.
Tim, we are getting a message from, just a minute. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, it's from our outer space vehicle. We're going back to the stock market. We're going to leave Bitcoin and go to the stock market. We'll be right back, Timmy. Stay with us. Okay.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Okay, we're back, folks. Our spaceship has landed, and we're talking with Tim Boss, Financial Cycles Weekly, about the stock market. Tim, the red line, is that a modified Bradley model? Is that what that is?
No, it's a multi-factor cycle projection. We're combining about 25 different cycle studies into one there, so it's a mishmash. That's our technical term for it. So
all right.
It's the old Kelvinator soup recipe, right? Everything's in the refrigerator we throw in. Leave out the kitchen sink, right?
And the black line is the line chart of the S&P 500.
Right. That's the current price as of I think day before yesterday. This chart's a couple of days old. We try to revise these periodically. But we've seen a reasonable correspondence with our cycle wave projections here. But certainly, given the day-to-day behavior of the S&P and the amount of volatility in the market as a whole, we don't expect it to conform to that red projection line exactly. And so we're looking here primarily at our lettered points here as potential inflection points in the market rather than an indication of the amplitude of the move necessarily. So we're looking for trends here rather than trying to hit exact prices with all of these indicators. But what we've got going on here is between now and the end of July, really, is a series of half a dozen or so astrological factors that we believe will be associated with key turning points in the markets. And we're going to focus today on A and B here primarily, but we're looking at a decline down to letter F there as a trading bottom, and that will coincide with the solar eclipse on the 10th of June. So just to kind of put this in perspective, we're looking at some topping action now coming into the market as a whole, and then points of support along the way, but a trading bottom at this point that we're identifying to coincide with that solar eclipse on June 10th. So we want to kind of keep that in the back of our mind there. Point A is coming up next week on the 15th of April. Is a direct station by the Trans-Neptunian Vulcanus. And then we're looking for a little bounce back from that and the beginning of the decline to come in with the Pluto retrograde station at point B, which will be on the 27th of April. So we're watching that Pluto dynamic pretty closely this time around because we believe it has the potential to trigger a sell-off into point C, which will be mid-May there. So for about a 2 to 3 week period, and at point C, we'll have Jupiter moving into Pisces, and we think that that will slow down some of the selling momentum at that point. So this is what our cycle projection looks like at this point anyway. And what we're trying to do then is translate that to some actual price dynamics and to see how things fit together here. So with our chart for the S&P, we've graphed in the planetary price lines for Pluto and Volcanus. In this case, they're in the third harmonic here to get them to coincide with the current trading range here. And what we've seen is some pretty good support along the darker Pluto line in recent weeks here. And on the daily basis, we're looking then for a bit of a pullback at this point into middle of next week, April 15th. I think that'll be Thursday of next week as a potential support point there on the Volcanus line. And we're flagging that as $4,012. Of course, we're trading well above that now. We did this chart night before last, and so already the prices are totally irrelevant. We're trading today almost at that 41.20 range. The last time I checked, it was about 41.08 or something like that. So we're getting close to hitting that already. So again, we want to take the prices with a grain of salt here. But the idea is that we'll get a bounce off that mark next week, short-term move for 10, 12 days or so into the 27th of April, which will then begin the decline down into the 10th of June with that solar eclipse.
Okay, we have a question. Did they ever, these astrology guys, did they ever decide whether Pluto was a planet or not?
That was the astronomers that were arguing about that. The astrologers like it in general.
Okay.
No, but basically it's
yeah.
terminology. It's splitting hairs and what we're calling what. Right.
Tell the folks the difference between an astronomer and an astrologer.
Well, an astronomer does detailed observations of the movements of the heavenly bodies, looks at the stars, looks at the planets, studies the celestial phenomena, and we have very, very wonderful astronomers who have refined tools and very cool telescopes and can do all the calculations to figure out what's going on out in space. The astrologers take that same information that the astronomers research so well and try to figure out what it means for us here on Earth. So the astrologers are looking at it from our perspective here on Earth, saying when we have a full moon or when we have a Pluto retrograde station or whatever is happening, what does it mean for us? So we're trying to imply some correspondences between what goes on out in the cosmos and what happens here on Earth, and that's the difference.
Well, you've got 4 charts here with the giving 4 different years, and they look quite interesting. When do we have the Pluto retrograde happening again?
Right, the Pluto retrograde is what's coming in here on the 27th of April here. So we've got about 3 weeks here before that comes about. And it doesn't always bring the market down, and it's kind of a mixed bag there. But when it has an impact with lower markets, sometimes it can be a pretty sharp decline. And so I wanted to pull up just a few example years with these Pluto retrograde stations from 1997, 2002, 2016, 2019. That 2002 example was particularly dramatic because it pretty much nailed the high, and then there was an extended decline after that. Sometimes we'll get a decline for a month or two afterwards, but in this case, we think it's a good match for our projection between the 27th of April and the 10th of June here for a potential decline in the S&P overall.
Okay, that's good. Tim, the 22nd of April is Earth Day. Would you be kind enough to be our guest again?
I'm sure we can make that happen. That being a Thursday, I'll put it on my calendar immediately.
I've just marked it down. And of course, if the Bitcoin doesn't do what you said and the stock market doesn't do what it said, you won't be invited. So you will check in because I'm not going to send you.
I'll be there.
I'm not sending you a big check.
Okay, but if it's Earth Day, I'll wear my Birkenstocks and we'll, just
get. Down there in Florida, they still wear those things, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I've got a pair in my closet somewhere.
Hey, what do you have as far as some webinars coming up for the folks?
We've got a webinar scheduled for next week, and in fact, if you would like to get on our list as a special for guests here on Trade What You See. We have an access code here. Go to bit.ly/TimLarryP. That's all lowercase except for the T, the L, and the P. Capital T, capital L, capital P. That is case sensitive. And we'll get you hooked up. There's a little form you can fill out there to get your email address. We'll let you know about all our free webinars coming up.
Kim, thank you very much, my friend. We'll see you on the 22nd of April on Earth Day.
The 22nd day to see you then. Hey.
You got it, buddy. Be safe, my friend.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave. Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, just $89, exclusively at TFNN.com.
Hi, folks. This is Steve Rhodes. Stay tuned for another great hour of the Trader's Edge, heard here at TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks. I posted the 2 charts that I think are the most important that we talked about today. One is the chart of the E-mini S&P, making a giant ABCD pattern there, as you can see, up at the 1.618 level at 4106. And I think that probably will get there. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe it won't get there till Monday. Maybe it won't. Maybe it won't. I don't know. All I know is at that level, you know exactly how much you have to risk, and that's 12 handles. But the profit projective on it could be 100 handles, because that's what happened the last time we had these ABCDs. Also, I posted a chart of the gold with the ABCD pattern there. We'll be doing a big write-up on the newsletter this weekend about gold, silver, platinum, all of them, to see where they are, and we'll be paying close attention to what they're doing. I had several people ask me, do I listen to what Larry Williams has to say? Of course I listen to what Larry Williams has to say, but I don't always do what Larry Williams has to say. I could do the opposite. His risk factor on things is thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm like Mickey Mouse. I like to eat little tiny pieces of cheese so that I don't have to overeat, because Larry takes huge positions with huge stops, and I don't like to do that, especially as I've reached the 8th furlong pole. Folks, we've got a volatile market here, and if you're not using stops, you're going to be taught a very bad lesson here, either up or down. It doesn't make any difference. But do something for your friends today. Live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless. And we will be back next week, and we start the week with Norm Winsky. Then we'll be dealing with Cy Monley. We'll be talking about this report that we had today. And then on Thursday, we will have Adrian Tolgare. And on Friday, I'm trying to get a special guest either for Wednesday or Friday. You know who he is, but he's hard to reach. And I did speak with him last night, and he's going to try to come on. He's a pretty famous dude and very, very entertaining. So we'll have him on again. And we're going to try to have Alan Lundy back, too, because we had some requests about Alan, because he's another Damon Runyon character that I've known for many years. May God bless, folks. Have a wonderful weekend, and see you on the flip side.